Hey guys, what's up? Sergeant Morph here. I am doing a video. I know there's already a million of these videos on YouTube, but I want to do my own, so that's where I'm at. I'm doing a video to show how to swap out your stock PS4 thumbsticks for Xbox One or aftermarket Xbox One thumbsticks. Very simple, actually. So, just a comparison. They are the same stock width, but the Xbox One thumbsticks are a little taller. And I'll be able to show you a comparison. But I did the first one, I'm going to show you the second one. I got two different colors. I got red and blue, so I can tell the difference between, I guess, which one is currently charged and which one is not. I got these from Amazon. These thumbsticks were literally $5 a pair. So here's the other stock PS4 thumbsticks. So, for example, they have the same base width. The stock width internally are the same, but the only difference that I found was that, I don't know if you could really tell very good in this video, but slightly taller on the Xbox One thumbsticks. So what I'm going to do is quickly, now that I did the other one and I know how to quickly go through the second one, I'm going to do that now. You just got to go out and get yourself a precision screwdriver kit. All you're going to need is this one here. If my camera wants to zoom in, there you go, almost. Hello, camera? Want to cooperate? I'm making a video here, camera. Son of a monkey. Hello, people in the YouTube world want to see what the hell this says. You need to start working. There you go, camera. Phillips number 00. That's the one you need. There's a total of 5 screws that you need to open. This is the size you need. Phillips 00. This is what it looks like, the head of it. Very small. My camera doesn't want to zoom in, so anyway, you got the 4. You got one here, one here, one here, and one here. We'll start by taking those off first. They're a little tight at first, but carefully, I apply downward pressure into the screw, so this way the screwdriver doesn't jump out of the seat and strip. So I'm applying downward pressure, and then as it loosens up, you can go ahead and just, you know, this is obviously common sense. Don't lose these, obviously. It's a more bit of common sense, but this is the easy part. Taking the screws out is the easy part. The hard part is separating the two halves of the controller. And I'll show you why. On the first one, one of my thumbsticks released with the back half rather than the front half. And you don't want that, because then you gotta figure out how the hell to line the thing back up. I did line it up on the other one. Everything is good. All back together. Works perfectly fine. So this time I know how to do it without actually... Alright, so what you want to do first is this seam here and this seam here. You want to split those seams first, and you don't want to just pull straight up off, or what will happen is these thumbsticks will come detached from the front face, and they'll stay attached to this, and then you'll have to do what I said. But I'm going to try and get these separated without having any triggered pop-off issues, so give me 1 second here. So you got your first one on this side. You want to split that seam first. There's little tabs in there. I pulled it off pretty hard and they didn't break. So just bear with me while I try to. Alright, so that's one. I had a lot of issues with my PlayStation turning on while I was trying to do, because I kept hitting this button here. So there you go. See, split that seam first. It just pops. Nothing's in there that can actually break. Try and split this seam as well. A little bit of a pain, but once you get it done, you'll hear it. You'll just hear little pops. There we go. Come on, seams. Let's go. Cooperate. I'm making a video for the first time on the internet. Come on, seams. This is like the hardest part. There you go. Alright. So now we're kinda good to go on that. Just gotta take it nice and slow. I'm gonna get this. I'm gonna get it. I'm gonna get it. You just have to line it up. It's just really weird at first. And you feel like if you twist and turn the wrong way, things are gonna break, but once everything pops, then you'll be like, okay, yeah, now we're good. Okay. And just make sure your triggers are still in place. In this case, they are. It's just kind of like trying to lift this off this way. I'm gonna get it. I'm gonna need cooperation from you, controller. I'm trying to make a video here. It's just like there's so many little seams. Let me take one of these flatheads and stick it under here real quick. There we go. Nice and easy. This thing is actually pinching my skin now, and it hurts. Alright, so I'm going to hold this side open with this, and then try and get this side open. That's what we're going to do. See, what I'm doing is I'm just putting that in there so that, because what happens, what I'm noticing is this seam wants to close if I try to open this seam right here. So I'm holding this in there to hold that seam open while I'm attempting to come on. There we go. See? That's the one we were looking for. So everything is good now. See, this is what it's going to look like. All the seams are now happy and open and ready to go. Alright, what you want to do now is you don't want to pull straight up, because then these triggers will pop out. So you want to kind of, see these tabs in here, right there? These in here. You want to lift this part out of above this part, or these triggers will get peeled off. So you kind of just want to get it up and over this knob here on both sides. Because if you don't, there you go. See, just like that and just like that. My triggers are still intact as a result of this. See, now as of this, because we lifted it off of the knobs back here, now we can literally just come off back like that. See, I'll show you that again. It's gonna look like that. You just come up and out like that. And now we expose what we need to expose. First things first, let's get rid of this back plate. What you're gonna need to do is, I know you're gonna have trouble focusing, but this white ribbon here needs to come out. So you simply grab it nice and easy and pull it straight up. It's just a plug-in ribbon, and it just plugs right into that slot. Literally grab it, pull it straight up. It's very simple. We'll put this back plate off to the side. Next thing you're going to do is get rid of this battery. So you lift it up. It's not even held down by anything. It just sits there. I guess when the back plate is there, it keeps the battery from moving. But what you do, lift the battery, and the wires are going to look like that. Then from there, it's just a plug. You grab it, pull it straight up and out. Nice and easy. It should just come straight up. Nice and easy. Come on. There you go. It's a little tight, but it'll come out. So that's what the battery looks like. It's just a plug. Goes right down in. You can only insert it one way when you go to put it back in, so don't be afraid to take it out. Next piece is the battery holder. It's literally just held in by two grommets, so you just grab it and pull it straight up. Grab and pull it straight up. There you go. Put that off to the side. And from here, make sure your triggers are still spring. There's a little spring slot in there. You can look at it when you get it open. Little spring slot. At this point, you have to do two more things before you can swap out the thumbsticks. Number one is, you'll see right here, there is a little tab, little plastic tab. You want to grab that with a pair of needle nose pliers. It's hard to get with your fingers because it's pretty tight. I got a set of needle nose pliers, so I'm just going to grab that little tab. Nice and easy. There's no electrical wires in it. This tab is for the sole purpose of pulling it out. So once you have a hold of that little tab, you pull straight out. Once it's disconnected, there you go. Then you have to do, there's one screw. Here's number 5 screw right here. There's a little screw. On the other controller, it was a black screw. On this one, it's a silver screw. So again, same size, 00 Phillips. Undo this screw. Grab that screw. That's out. Don't lose that. You're going to need that later. And from here, very simply, lift off. You just, your wires are still going to be connected to your rumbler motors. So literally all you got to do is turn it and flip it, and that's what you got to do here. So now you have access to your thumbsticks. What we're going to do is simply grab the thumbsticks. I just grab it from the base, pull it right off, grab the other one from the base, pull it right off. There we go. And our blue thumbsticks now. See, you'll see that they're pretty much the same. It's just like a kind of like an oval shape. So you just match up the shape and just put it on. It doesn't have to go in any specific direction. You just place it on there and push it down with a mild amount of force. I hold the back of the motherboard because there's a clear spot on the back of the board. All right, you see these clear spots here, these white dots, this one and this one. I just put my finger as support on the back of those without like really touching anything else. So you line this up nice. You just wait until it lines up. There you go. You'll feel it, and when you hear it start to click, that's when you know it's in place. Same thing with this side. Okay. It's clicking, so now we can flip this back over. We can put our motherboard back in place, and it sits in these little 2 slots right there. You'll see this here. You'll see this here and this here. These are just guide holes. So it's back in the guide holes now. You can literally now put the screw right back in. Very simple stuff. Just tight. You don't got to make it tighten down like an animal. Next, we're gonna put our battery tray back on. Very simply, line it up. It just sits and clicks right back into place. Very simple stuff. Sorry, my camera's out of focus, but that's how life is. Then you put the plug back into the hole. There's a little slot that shows you where to do it. Batteries back in. Put the wires back where they belong. Oops, wrong way. There we go. You just gotta line these damn wires back up. Alright, there we go. Can you sit down? There we go. Alright. So, battery's back in there. It's supposed to sit under this damn... There we go. Now we're good. It's got to sit under that little tab right there. Alright, so next part was the last part, I believe. Oh, shit. You know what we forgot? Don't forget to do this part. When you're putting the motherboard back on, that little tab underneath here, it should be poking out. So let's actually take the battery back out because we forgot. See, mistakes in real life is what it is. See, we forgot to put the this thing back on. Is what we did. Let's go ahead and get our tab back. We need that. Thank you. Hopefully we can get that tab back without actually having to take the whole damn motherboard off again. You just stick a pin under there. There we go. Then simply we're going to grab the tab again. The grab tab, we're going to call it. Because it's plastic, so you kind of can't do it by hand. It goes back into the slot. Nice and easily. You can't go under the slot, you have to go into the slot. You'll see when you get a close look at it. Okay, so it's back in. Now we can put the battery tray back on. Battery tray on. Wire back under there. There we go. And I believe now we just plug the ribbon cable for the back plate. This is just the wire that you plug into the top to for charging purposes. This one you can just do by hand. It's pretty simple. I mean, really, you don't even have to take this off if you don't want to. But I just did to get it the hell out of the way. So, I believe it's back in. Yeah, it's back in. Let me pull it out and put it back in. Okay, so it's in. Now, same thing. Putting this back together. You take these and you put it right over there first. Put it over your right triggers, still intact. and you could flip this thing around, and now you'll see these tabs are in the way. You have to put up and over those tabs. Okay. Look inside, make sure everything looks good. Everything does look good. In front of those batteries, everything looks good here on this end. Now you'll start to hear clicks as things go back into place. There you go, click, 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 click. We hear all our clicks. Okay. And what we did was, I think we just turned our PS on, but it's all good. Triggers still work, everything's good, operational. And I'll put the 4 screws back on in a second, but yeah. Again, they're slightly taller. Slightly, the stalks are a little taller, but I don't care about that because these grips, they have this dome on it, so you kind of like your fingers will slip off of them. This is why I'm doing this. With these, because I also have an Xbox One, with these I noticed that you could just rest your fingers in there, and as much up, down, left, or right force, your fingers really don't slip out of those. Your fingers kind of sit into them, and your thumbs don't really slip out of them. So, and yeah, everything's back together and all lined up, and now we can put our 4 screws back in, and we can call it a day. But like I said, the hardest part is getting the case split in half. Again, you don't have to go crazy with these. Let them seat and then just give it a little tug. Doing all the other stuff is pretty easy. Like I said, just splitting the 2 halves is kind of a pain because you're kind of, at first you're kind of apprehensive for breaking any of those tabs internally, but you find that there are no tabs to actually break. It just, everything just kind of clicks into place. Okay, so that's done. That's done. That's done, and the last one, we'll get that. And that video is probably taking a lot longer than it needs to be. In reality, you should be able to do this in 10 to 15 minutes, not even. I see that this video is nearing 25 minutes. I mean, that is because we're taking some time to stop and talk and converse. So, everything looks good. Everything's all back together, and triggers work. All the buttons work. Yep. Freedom of movement. So, yep, we're good. So, now I have red and blue. Red versus blue. That's what it looks like. So, thanks for watching. I'm going to go ahead and fire up the PlayStation and try these things out, and I'll let you know how everything went. Alright, thanks for watching, guys.